Hello and welcome to episode 2 of
Earthfact. That's called Earthfact for sure.
Earthfact. Today we're doing Scotland, and with us today is Mr. Winston O'Toole.
Correct.
Nice to have you on the show, Winston.
It's nice to be here.
How about you start off by telling us something about Scotland that maybe most people don't know?
One thing I've noticed that a lot of people don't know about Scotland is that it is actually a country.
Really?
Yeah, it's a country. They've got their own proper government and all
Because
that.
I thought it was an anarchy or.
Well, that's just when the football's on.
Oh.
Like when there's a football game going on, government is suspended, and like the police go on the streets and round up ruffians and everything to sort of keep the peace.
So it's regular government when there's not a football match on,
Yeah,
and anarchy when there is a football match on.
yeah, that's how it works.
You know what the percentage is?
It's about probably 35% anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not every football game, obviously it'd be anarchy the whole time. It's just like the major ones, like Hibs and Hearts and Rangers and Celtics and all that.
Of course.
So it's probably about 35% anarchy to 65% government.
Okay. Let's talk economy. The top 3 exports out of Scotland are, in no particular order, anger, cuss words, and fists. How do you think these 3 commodities will hold up in the new green economy?
You've left knife crime off your list. That's also a major export.
Oh, is it?
In Scotland?
Really?
Yeah. In recent years, it's increased quite a lot.
Knife
crime.
Knife crime's gone up.
Yeah. To answer your question, how do I think this will hold up in the new green economy? Stabbing folk is definitely a renewable resource, because you can just go around.
Well, yeah, I mean,
All the
yes,
time.
but don't you think that stabbing people isn't very, I don't know, good for people and.
Well, no, because like after you've stabbed someone, you call the ambulance. That's just proper etiquette. You don't want.
What about the carbon emissions?
Oh, shite. No, I'd not thought of that. Fuck. I guess you could only stab folk within like walking distance of a hospital. Like you could get sort of a set radius around the hospitals where, okay, yeah, this zone you're allowed to stab someone because they could just walk to the hospital, and then that would cut down on ambulance emissions.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Is the national slogan still "That'll do, pig, that'll do"?
Yeah, it is. However, the film that they use that in, Babe, I believe it is.
Yes.
A lot of Scots were sort of a bit upset at that, because while they did get the national slogan right, it is "That'll do, pig, that'll do." They didn't quite use it in the correct context, because if that had been a proper Scottish film, they'd have, like, the pig won the competition and the farmer was all happy, so he'd have gone out the town that night and gotten up, had a big piss up, and then the next morning, after he's had the pig for breakfast, he'd have
I'm sorry.
had the next morning when he's had the pig for breakfast. That's when he would say the line, "That'll do, pig," because it was delicious.
They eat Babe.
Yeah, well,
You're saying they eat Babe at the end of Babe.
it's a prize-winning pig. What else you can do with a prize-winning pig but eat it?
Kill the protagonist of a children's film?
Yeah.
That's what you do in Scotland?
Have you ever had sausage? Like a proper fry-up? Sausage, bacon, black pudding, which is just pig's blood.
Scotland fact number 2 for the day is kill the protagonists in children's films. Good idea.
Only if they're delicious.
Okay, only. No.
Only if they're delicious would we kill the protagonist in a children's film. Well, no, let's just change that back to kill.
Okay, let's change the subject.
Okay.
Alright. What is Scotland's stance on gay marriage
Well,
to
it's
sheep?
okay. Um, so we don't actually shag sheep. It's not.
For
Well,
example,
maybe
could a man marry another man sheep?
no. Well, I don't. If he wanted, maybe, but like we don't actually shag sheep. It's like maybe in the Hebrides or something like that, or up north, up into Skye, or like possibly even Dundee. No, definitely Dundee. But
What about clones? What about clone sheep? Are they game?
I don't think clone sheep is any better. That's actually probably worse, because you've got the whole. Wouldn't the original sheep be a little bit jealous that you're off, shacking up with its clone, and there it is, the original version getting totally ignored, and you've got to have rights for sheep. Not that I'm saying we do shag sheep, because we don't. But
I think your policies are still at least a little bit discriminatory. Moving on,
I'm discriminatory.
are there any spiders in Scotland?
There are some spiders. I don't see them a lot.
Any big ones?
I don't think so. Because you know that saying, if you kill a spider, it will rain the next day or later on that day, and it's always raining in Scotland. So, I figure that we just kill so many spiders all the time that it's just constantly raining, right?
I fully support your spider genocide.
A lot of, I found in general that spider genocide is about the only genocide that you can get folk to back up.
And thank goodness for that. I have 2 words for you. Bang.
Get the fuck.
Would you care to explain?
You're a cunt.
Would you care to explain what that means in your native dialect? It's a very impolite gesture. Well, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to join us next time on World Fact.